Hello everyone, it's Deb of Deb Loves Jewelry, and today I'm here to talk about jewelry making inspiration. So I don't really have a series on this per se, but I think I am going to do some videos around how to gain inspiration for making jewelry, things that you can do to get yourself out of a jewelry making slump. Maybe you've got some pieces and parts that you don't know what to do with, but you need some ideas. How do you get there? So today I thought what I might talk about is something that's always been good for me when I'm in a slump or I've got a jewelry making inspiration opportunity, or I just want to sit and look at beautiful things. So something I like to do is actually pull out jewelry making books. Now, I know that we get so much from YouTube, thank you very much, and I know that there is so much other video content out there and that books are a little bit more passé these days, but I still have a very vast collection of jewelry making books, and I find them to be very, inspirational and joyful, and something that I do to just get get a cup of coffee or a glass of wine and flip through them and see the beautiful things. And sometimes if you're looking for something to make, you can actually make a project from a book, or you can just gain a little bit of creativity, maybe how a certain bead was used or how a certain technique was done, and that translates to something else for you. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite books today, and they're not in any particular order, but they are some of my most favorites out of my collection, and maybe they'll be helpful to you. Okay, so first, let me get that ring light off so that you can get a clear shot of this one. So first of all, I want to share that a lot of these books are out of print. So you may not be able to find them at a bookstore or, from a major bookseller in a shopping mall, but these are out there. So you can find them maybe at used book online sellers like thriftbooks.com. Maybe you might find them in a used bookstore. I've actually purchased a lot of jewelry making books on eBay. So you just need to know the name, and you can also just literally type in your search bar jewelry making books, and you can find lots of different ones, and you can search for the actual book itself. So I'm going to actually put my ring light back on and show you this one. So this one is called Chainstyle, and it's 50 contemporary jewelry designs. This is by Jane Dickerson, and there's actually two versions of this book. This is the first one. I think the second one is called Chainstyle 2. And this book has some really cool ideas in it. So what I love about these jewelry making books is usually the photographs are so fun. So you can see really unique ideas. So this one is such a cool thing. So it's got those old style connectors and washers and these fun other metal pieces, and you've got all the instructions on how to do it. So if you want to do this exact same thing, it's called bicycle chain. I mean, you can replicate this design pretty easily. Let me flip ahead, find something else interesting. Oh, wow, look at this one. So this is a necklace, and this is called Filigree Flight. This is a Melanie Brooks design, and this is crazy good. So if this doesn't give you like a little boost of creative adrenaline, I don't know what does. But I love this book because I really, here's a close-up shot of that piece. I love this book. It's got great instruction, but it's got amazing photographs. And this just kind of gives you some things to think about and some things to go off and try. Maybe it's just a simple piece like this, just putting a connector and a couple different pieces of chain together, but maybe that's something you hadn't thought about. So just this picture gives you an idea to take some chain and take a connector and put them together. So there's so many fun things in this book. Look at this piece with all of that beautiful glass. Yeah, here's another really beautiful one, another one by Melanie Brooks. So I'm just crazy about this book. It is one of my favorites. I believe I have Chainstyle 2 somewhere around here, but I did not pick it up to put in the video this time. But I have seen it available online, so if you're looking for this one or that one, or both, I'm sure you can find them. Jane Dickerson, Chainstyle. And this was, I think, yeah, this was an interweave publication. So that's one of my faves. And then this one is another favorite. I'm sure a lot of you know Candie Cooper. She is an amazing designer, an amazing creative person. She's someone that has inspired me for the entire time that I've been making jewelry. She's got a few books. Necklaceology is my favorite of all the books, but I love all of them. And this is How to Make Chokers, Lariats, Ropes, and More. Look at this cover piece. Wow. Candie Cooper has a daily live on her Facebook page. If you want more inspiration from her, you can get it on the daily. A lot of these publications will often have information about tools and things that you would use in jewelry making. And I love this because sometimes you just need that little piece of information that you've been looking for. So I'm going to flip ahead. There's also some basic techniques in here. But look at this piece. So simple, but so lovely. So colorful. It's got some wire wrapping involved, and she's got drawings and also some close-ups of what she's doing with this piece. This is really, really awesome. So I love this. It just inspires me to think outside of the box. Let's see what else we've got here. Ooh, wow, look at that piece. That is gorgeous. So, this book has been around for a while, but I still see these things and they make me want to do something, even if it's something that kind of is a little bit more outdated. I still believe that you can bring all of these things back in one way or another. But even if you just say, ooh, I have some beads that color. Marie Antoinette, lovely. There's a little sari silk closure there. I mean, maybe just something really hits you just right when you see these pictures. Wow. So this is a really inspirational book. And if you're a beginner, there's so many good references in here. Those basic techniques, the overview of tools and things. This is a great, great book. Okay, here's another favorite. So for those of you who like stamping and or aspire to do stamping, stamping has been around for a long time, very popular. This book is by Lisa Niven Kelly. She's the creator of Beaducation. Beaducation has lots of great education for folks that want to do stamping and other things. I think there's still beaducation.com out there. This book's been around a long time. It does have an instructional DVD, which I still have in my copy. This is also an interweave publication, and I believe I bought this new, although I'm not 100%, but when you open this up, this was what got me when I saw this book the first time. Look at this piece. This is like a double slider bracelet, which I love to do, and it's got some stamped metal pieces all throughout. Oh, I just love that. So that's fun. Then there's some intro to stamping, and they go over all the tools, all of the things that you can use or should use. I mean, there's things that maybe you wouldn't. They might be too much for the project that you're doing. but this is all extremely helpful, especially if you're just getting going. You'll get some basic metal smithing techniques out of it. Also, great reference information. I mean, this is just really excellent. This is an excellent, excellent book. I've dabbled off and on with stamping. It's not my strong suit, but I do enjoy using stamping for texturing metal and doing some basic things. Look at these fun bracelets. You know, some riveted connections, a little, you know, way to close off a bangle, or a cuff, I should say. And, you know, all of these pieces in here, here's this one I love so much, have all the materials that you would need and, you know, tools that you would use, etc. So this is a great book if you want to try stamping, or maybe you haven't done stamping for a while. Maybe it's something you want to try to do something different with, and or add a little bit of stamping accent to your jewelry. Okay, here's another book. I've had jewelry making books for a really long time, but I haven't always collected all of the ones I wanted to get back in the day when they first came out, or when I was just getting started. And so this one is one that I picked up more recently because I also want to collect books by my jewelry making friends and those that I admire tremendously. So I've been picking up one here or there, and I found this one. I'm not sure where I remember, but this was by my friend Brenda Schweder. This is called Junk to Jewelry, and it's a step-by-step guide to using found objects in jewelry you can actually wear. And Brenda is a found objects artist, and she leans into jewelry. This to her is probably too traditional compared to what she does now, but this is another fantastic book, lots of great visuals. And she talks about found objects in the beginning of the book, and also talks about the basics. And the graphics are so lovely here, all of the things that she recommends using. Look at this fun picture of all of the findings, the jump rings and the head pins. Really, really cool book. And then getting into, like, look at this project. This is a watch, and she has dismantled it and made it into a very princessy band, and she calls it the Stroke of Midnight. It's a Cinderella watch ribbon bracelet. So cool, so fun. Here's something with all paper clips, and I died when I saw this. Like, I hadn't ever seen this before when I picked up this book. She called it a good clip. Brenda has a great sense of humor, so there's some of that inserted into this book as well. This is something that's very popular right now, a bag embellishment or bag charm. She's got all these fun keys, all these fun things. She talks about how she put it all together. She's got some designer's tips in here. This is such a fun book, and it's just eye candy. I mean, it's just really fun stuff to look at. And you know, Brenda's got an amazing Instagram page these days. So if you go to, I think it's Recombobulator Brenda. I'll have to drop that into the comments or the description of this video so you can go and check her out. I'll try and do that for all of the folks that I'm highlighting here with their books. This is a fun book. I really enjoy this one. This was by Kallenbach Books. And this is obviously the barcode from whatever company I found it at. So let's look at a few more. Okay, this is a great one. So many of you may know Cynthia Thornton or Green Girls Studios. This book is by Cynthia. This is called Enchanted Adornments, creating mixed media jewelry with metal, clay, wire, resin, and more. This is a pretty thick one. This is very nicely made. Who's the publisher here? This is Interweave. And I love this book. It's such a feast for the eyes. Just like the others, you'll get the basics in the beginning. And Cynthia does talk a little bit about her sketching and other things that help her from an inspiration standpoint. Then she's got this essentials section, which is fantastic. And she's got some basic wire wrapping. What else does she talk about? Talks about polymer clay, precious metal clay. So this is a really informative book. Again, I love these books for these kinds of sections that usually come in the beginning or the end of the book. And there's lots here: setting stones, bezels, finishing, acrylics and colored pencils, patina finish. I mean, there's just so much information here. And then, this section is huge. And then we get into the actual design. And look at this lovely picture here of all of the goodies that she's working with. And she says, every charm has a story. I love her writing. She writes incredibly well. This is like a storybook as well. And I believe all of these are her drawings. So, it's just a feast for the eyes. Here's a gorgeous bracelet with wire-wrapped pieces, wire-wrapped beads, really lovely. And she tells the story of this piece with her drawings and other things. This is called Studded Stones Bracelet. And then I'm going to flip ahead a little bit. Here's a cool sculptural scrimshaw collar. Oh, wow. That's like right up my alley. And she's got a variation of it here. I mean, hello. This is just such a great book. I mean, sit down with a cup of hot chocolate, read through this, pop in here, just flip a few pages, and you're going to find some inspiration to get going on something that you want to work on. So this is definitely a favorite of mine. Wow. It's just a beautiful book. So let's look at some more. Okay, this one. So this is Bohemian inspired jewelry by Lorelei, Eurto, and Erin Siegel. So when I got started making jewelry, this lady, Lorelei, was one of my first jewelry crushes. Her style is just so incredible, so bohemian, so creative. And Erin, wow, she is very much the same. So they had such a kismet connection for this book. And I remember ordering this book when I found out that it came out, and these two ladies knocked this out of the park. So let's look at the beginning, just like the others, see what we have. This is also published by Interweave, and we've got some lovely photos of what's inside. They talk about what is Bohemian inspired jewelry. It's a little forward by Lorelei and Erin. They talk about ribbons and cords. Look at all of these lovely ribbons and cords. So this is so inspiring to just look at this. Then how to care for silk ribbon. I mean, this I've not seen in a book. They've got cording leather and hemp, suede lace. There's just so much great information in here. Then they talk about basic findings and materials. Here's some great, just great information on metal rings and jump rings and eye pins, tools, and then basic techniques. So again, stringing, opening and closing jump rings. This is all great beginner information. So just about any of these books, if you are a beginner, you could pick one of these up and it gives you a place to start. And then this piece, this piece like sent me to the moon when I first got this book. So this is special for a number of reasons. One, because it's just an amazing design, but I believe these are Gollum Studio ceramic beads, which Gollum is ceramic artist in Bulgaria, and I love their work. So this is just an incredible piece with all the tips for making this piece. You know, the tools you'll need. It's called Daisy Cuff. It's just fantastic. And then I'm going to flip back, there's another cool one that I remember sent me over the moon. Oh, yes. This piece here. So this is called Oxford Circus. This is using some amazing embroidered wool ribbon, which is so cool. Just really interesting. And then a cold connection focal piece and all of the information about that. And then these are Erin's earrings, which are just to die for. Just some beautiful wire wrap stones. And she's got some Greek leather cord that she used. Just really, really fun bohemian look. And then I'm going to flip back here. This is a cool one, Afternoon Tea by Erin. And this has got some silk ribbon and some beads, like a lariat style piece. Really beautiful. The colors, the combination of the materials, just so incredibly inspiring. And then we've got this fun bracelet. I mean, this book makes my heart sing, and it always has. And every time I pull this out, I still get excited the same way I did the first time I opened it up. Lorelei is still making, I don't know how much Erin Siegel is making these days, but anyways, I absolutely love this book. One of my most favorites. Okay, another favorite from a dear friend. This is Jewelry for the New Romantic by Nilay Patel. Now, I pulled this out recently because I did an interview with Nilay Patel with Brittany Chavers on our show Crimped. And I pulled this out because this book blows my mind. So I did order this years back, and when I did, I found pieces in here that I just couldn't believe were real. So this is called Sunshine Lady, and look at the work. There's seed beading and wire work, and I think that's a Rivoli in a bezel. I mean, this is just mind-blowing. Now, Nilay has been a designer for a long time, and this was in his earlier days. He now owns a company called Silver Silk and More, and his silver silk work is very different than what you see here. This stuff is just like otherworldly jewelry design. This one probably is the closest to something I could make. So this is an incredible bracelet with some seed beads and some crystal bicones and some cubes. I mean, this is a fantastic book, but I skipped ahead. So in the beginning, you've got some introduction, and you'll see the collection here. And he does get into the designs right away. So this, I mean, the colors, the combination of material, the sort of ethereal vibe that's going on here is just unbelievable. I mean, these designs, I think I asked him about one of the designs and how long it took, and I think he must have blocked it out because he couldn't remember. But I mean, this is just incredible jewelry, incredible design, such, detailed, incredible, complicated work. So this probably isn't the best book for a beginner, but even if you're a beginner, this is great inspiration for you and great for you to sit and flip through and just sort of take it in and see what you think about all of these beautiful things. I mean, oh my God, look at that. It's mind-blowing. So Nilay, long ago, this is such an old picture of him, but Nilay, I actually got this from a used book source, but quite some time ago, and I absolutely just love this book. incredible, incredible inspiration, like to the nth degree. Awesome book. Here's another beauty. Look at this beautiful, colorful book. This is called Beyond the Bead by Margot Potter, Making Jewelry with Unexpected Finds. This was from Northlight Books. And Margot is still making, she's still doing art. She does painting and all kinds of amazing things. She's been a designer for quite some time, long before me, I believe. And she was one of my inspirations back when I got started. This book is fantastic, and it is so beautiful and colorful. And this is Margot's picture from back when this book was out. And she's got all kinds of great things up front. So an amazing intro page with inspiration right off the bat. All of the building blocks related to what she's doing here. Tools and about all of them. What else? We've got some basic techniques. So again, here's another book. If you're just getting started, you can learn all about the basics. Doing some wire wrapping here and all kinds of fun things. Here's working with polymer clay, and then she gets into some of her projects. And this one is just fantastic. Fun wood beads and a fun pendant piece. Amazing, amazing. And she gives you the instruction all along the way how to do it. And again, like, you don't have to make this exact thing, but maybe what you want to do is take away something from it. So maybe you like the way this butterfly is hanging on this piece of chain. Maybe you take that piece away and you incorporate it into one of your designs. What else do we have? What if you wanted to do something colorful like this? So this is Bootylicious, love that. And she actually made some molds here and created those pieces, those Buddha pieces. So there's all the pictures of how she did that. But maybe you take this away and say, I want to do sort of a rainbow-centric piece. And I'm going to do something similar with the colors, with the stones and some other larger colorful piece. So obviously, if you don't make these exact things, you can't make this exact piece, but taking away that idea, that vibe, so much fun. Let's look at one more in this book. Ooh, that's a fun one. So this is called Burnt Offerings. And you've got your materials list. This is about antiquing vintage paper with a wood burning tool. So if you've got a wood burner, this is kind of a fun thing. You can create something like this. So maybe, again, you don't take away making this specific thing, but maybe you want to learn about wood burning. So maybe you want to learn all about that process. I actually am planning a video to show something like that coming up. And this is fun too. So again, you guys, this is just another feast for the eyes, something fun to watch and look at and just soak up the ideas and the inspiration. For me, it's all about that. It's just kind of gaining all of that good creative vibe from these amazing books. All right, one more book before I go this time. So this is an old book. So this is a book called Jewelry Making and Design. I don't know these people. And this book was, let's see, when did this one come to life? 1949. Copyright 1947, 1967. So this book's been around a long time. It was $3 when it came out, and as you know, books like this would never be $3 anymore. But this was a thrift store find, and it's obviously had some hard times. But I had someone gift this to me. It's just fun to see some things, from the past. And some of it is different and some of it is the same. And there's some beautiful jewelry pictures that certainly are inspiring, even though they're in black and white. So, if you find something like this in a thrift store and it's a couple of bucks or a few bucks, maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's something that you want to pick up and gain some inspiration from. I'm sure Augustus and Antonio loved making jewelry as much as we do. And they would probably love that we're still looking at this book years later. I have no idea if they're still around, but this is a cool book. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Just a little bit of a recap. Jewelry making books are really not typically in publication today, but they are still available out there. Look for them, find them, search for them, pick up a couple. I mean, I like to have something tangible in my hand, but I still love YouTube videos and Facebook videos and all of those things. I can't help but touch this. But I just love looking at the pictures and finding that inspiration, and maybe not to copy, but to just soak up some of the beauty and the things that maybe seep into what I do and what I want to do when I'm making jewelry. So if you're a beginner, a lot of these jewelry books have great information, great basic techniques and information about tools and findings, and can be a reference point to you, especially when you're getting started. And if you're a very experienced jewelry maker, sometimes you get into a little bit of a creative slump. Popping open these books with a cup of coffee in the morning might be just the little burst of creative inspiration that you need. So I will post as much information as I can in the description of this video so that you have it available to you. And please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And I think I've got enough books to get back together with you again and show you another round of my favorite jewelry making books. If you are a first-time watcher here on the Deb Loves Jewelry YouTube channel, I thank you so much, and I'd love for you to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, don't miss out on any new videos and content that are created and popping up. And if you are a subscriber already, I thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching.